Good day, everyone. I am Trisha Maysin Lava of Bisad English 2A, and I am going to discuss to you about what makes speaking difficult. Speak means to talk, to give a lecture or speech, or to use your voice to say something. The word speak has many other senses as a verb and is used in several idioms. Speak is a synonym of talk and means to use words and sounds to communicate. Speaking is difficult when you do not cluster words. Clustering, it is the fluent speech not word by word. Learners can organize their output. So in here, it tries to tell us that if we are going to talk or speak, we have to speak in words in the way that is versal, meaning not word by word. For example, when someone is asking for your number, it's easy to say 0921-464-7681. So the other person asking for your number can clearly understand what you're saying. Next is redundancy. It is making the meaning of the speech clear. An example of this is inside the classroom. If the teacher noticed that the students did not understand their lesson, she will again reteach, or if the teacher asks a question, then the students can ask to repeat what the teacher said, saying, "Can you please repeat the question, ma'am?" So in this example, redundancy took its place. We also have reduced forms. It is necessary to learn the reduced form to sound like a native speaker because the reduced forms are used in the daily speech. So of course, these reduced forms doesn't actually mean that we have to sound like the native speaker, but to reduce words in order for us to communicate in clean and precise way. An example of this is, "Give me a minute," but our teacher formally teaches us to say, "Give me a minute." Performance variables. It is the process of thinking as you speak. So of course, if you're trying to talk or speak, your mind is also working. For example, when you're speaking, you try or unintentionally say, that thing is called feeling, and it is under performance variables. Next is rate of delivery. It is the acceptable fluency and speeds at the moment of speak. In speaking, you also have to control yourself. You need to have a good rate of delivery. Not too fast, not too slow. Because if you're too fast, others might not get what you're saying, and if you're too slow, others might find it boring. Next is stress, rhythm, and intonation. It is the right intonation and pronunciation of patterns to send important messages. So of course, in speaking, intonation is very important because it adds meaning to what you're going to say. We also have interaction. It is the creativity to produce the component waves of language, the creativity to negotiate the conversation. So every day you have to interact, and through interaction, we need to speak in order for our speaking skills be developed. And lastly, colloquial language. It is the acquisition of idioms and phrases of colloquial language. Again, if you're not familiar with language that you're trying to speak, there is a possibility that everything will be mess. Speaking is difficult when you lack the following. First, clustering. Second, redundancy. Third, reduced forms. Fourth, performance variables. Fifth, colloquial language. Sixth, rate of delivery. Seventh, stress, rhythm, and intonation. And lastly, interaction. To conclude, as a speaker, speaking is effective and powerful when you have self-confidence. With that, you can speak in front of the crowd eloquently. So, thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something from my video discussion.